Hello, my motor enthusiasts. Navigating the turbulent waters of the Formula One world, Red Bull finds itself in a bit of a pickle. The future of the team hangs in the balance as their skipper, Christian Horner, braces himself for an internal hearing regarding allegations of misconduct. The parent company, Red Bull GmbH, has taken the charges quite seriously, which makes the atmosphere in the paddock rather tense. The rumor mill hasn't been quiet either, with whispers of a potential replacement from the Austrian contingent of Red Bull, namely Oliver Mintzlaff. Horner's departure could shake the Red Bull F1 team's very foundations, considering his instrumental role in the team's success. However, the presence of Chief Technical Officer Adrian Newey, a wizard with aerodynamics, may cushion the blow. Amidst this turmoil, the other F1 teams smell opportunity, even as Red Bull remains a strong contender for the upcoming world title. Quite a whirlwind, don't you think? Ride the slipstream, my motor enthusiasts. It's your trusted pit stop pundit Enzo here, joining you on another episode of F1 Motor Fever podcast. We're here every day, giving you the latest in the world of Formula One, hot off the racetrack. With me, as always, the calm amidst the chaos, the voice of reason in the pit lane, our very own William.
Cheers, Enzo. It's fantastic to be back, and what a story we have today.
Absolutely, William. But before we dive in, folks, make sure you've hit that subscribe button, turned on the notifications bell. You wouldn't want to miss any of our daily updates now, would you? And of course, your comments and shares help us keep the engines running here at F1 Motor Fever Podcast, so don't hold back. Share us with your friends, your family, fellow F1 fanatics, everyone who loves the exhilarating world of Formula One. Now, back to the Red Bull saga. I bet you're thinking, why should I care about some internal kerfuffle at Red Bull? Well, my friends, the implications of this situation could shake up the sport in ways you can't even imagine. New team leaders, shifts in power dynamics, and a potential shakeup in the upcoming season. All this and more could be on the horizon. Hold on to your steering wheels because you won't believe what I'm about to reveal. Full throttle. So, let's pull back the curtain on this situation a bit more. Now, Christian Horner, the man at the center of this storm, took the reins of Red Bull Racing in 2005, shaping it into the powerhouse we know today. He's set to face a grilling from an independent lawyer regarding these allegations, which, mind you, he's vehemently denied. This whole episode has set the F1 world abuzz.
Indeed, and it's not just about the individual here, but the ripple effect this could have on the entire team and the sport as a whole.
Exactly, my friend. Horner's role in Red Bull's success is undeniable, but he's not the sole architect. The secret sauce, so to speak, is Adrian Newey, Red Bull's chief technical officer. This man is nothing short of an aerodynamics genius, and Red Bull's structure has been adeptly molded around Newey's vision.
That's right. He's a fundamental part of their success.
But here's the kicker. If Horner is ousted, sources suggest he would be replaced by someone from the Austrian side of Red Bull. Now, wouldn't that stir the pot? Imagine Oliver Mintzlaff, formerly of the RB Leipzig football team, taking the helm. What a story that would be.
Absolutely. It would be a whole new ballgame.
So, irrespective of the outcome, it's clear that there are major questions surrounding Red Bull. The hearing on Friday will be quite a spectacle for all us Formula One enthusiasts. Let's delve a bit deeper into this dynamic duo's relationship, shall we? It all started about 19 years ago when former F1 driver David Coulthard made Horner see that Newey was crucial for success. And boy, was he right. Horner went all guns blazing and built the team around Newey, who was snatched from McLaren. Even though there have been minor tiffs, like the time Horner seemed to downplay Newey's role last year, they've made a formidable team.
True, but it's important to remember that Ferrari has tried to lure Newey twice, and who's to say they won't try again given the current situation? Newey's deputy, Pierre Wach, is also rumoured to be heading to Italy, which just adds another layer to this.
That's a very valid point. And let's not forget the role of Jonathan Wheatley, Red Bull's longtime sporting director. Insiders suggest he may have been hoping for a promotion if Horner's seat was vacated. If he's overlooked for an Austrian manager with no F1 experience, could he also be on his way out?
I've never thought about it from that angle, but you're right, it's a good point to ponder.
Let's also remember that Red Bull's success doesn't just lie in the hands of the big bosses, but also in the well-oiled machine that is their team, both on the track and back at the factory in Milton Keynes. It'll be interesting to see if this situation shakes up the entire setup. As we delve deeper into the pillars of Red Bull's success, a few more names come to the fore. We have Enrico Balbo, head of aerodynamics, Ben Waterhouse, the lead performance engineer, and chief designer Craig Skinner. These are the men who have been instrumental in making Red Bull the powerhouse it is today.
And let's not forget about Paul Monaghan, the trackside engineering director. He's another key player who's been a part of Red Bull's 2-decade journey to the top.
Indeed. Now, this situation does seem to put Red Bull in uncharted waters. But let's not forget, they are still the favorites to win the world title once again, with or without Horner at the helm.
True, the team's strength lies in their collective determination and skill, and that's not going anywhere. But there's no doubt that the current unrest might give their rivals an opportunity to capitalize on.
The Piranha Club, as former McLaren boss Ron Dennis once called it. These are interesting times, and it'll be fascinating to see how all this plays out. William, what's the latest chit-chat on the internet about our topic?
Well, Enzo, there's a huge discussion going on. Jovan Milic posted, quote, "The two friends, Horner and Newey, had their contracts linked to each other once. But now, according to F1Insider.com, the bond of friendship has broken. Newey has already informed Red Bull that he will remain loyal to the world champion team, even if Horner isn't there," unquote.
Interesting. What's the reaction been like to this?
Well, Steeler Fever has commented, quote, "This comes from a publication that frequently has talked to Helmut Marko in the past. For your information," unquote. And there's a lot of speculation about Marko's involvement. Visionary Socialist said, quote, "I just can't believe that Helmut isn't behind a lot of this. The allegation is definitely true, but the constant speculation and media rumors," unquote.
Anyone else chiming in?
Yes, Pup Mercury responded to that comment, stating, quote, "Not just Helmut, but Jos as well. Didn't the initial reports come from Dutch media?" unquote. These posts have sparked a flurry of discussion about the role of Helmut Marko and Jos Verstappen. And it's not just about them, but a lot of speculation about the internal dynamics within Red Bull.
Seems like it's a hot topic of debate. Anything else stand out?
Yes, there are some choosing sides. For instance, Crazy Doc has made a rather bold claim, quote, "Max is more loyal to Marko than Horner. It is a known fact. People inside Red Bull team probably know more about what part each player plays, and that is why they are siding with one over the other," unquote. It's a fascinating debate, with lots of different views coming to light.
Indeed. It's always interesting to hear what the fans have to say. And that's a wrap for today's episode on F1 Motor Fever podcast. We've delved deep into the happenings within the Red Bull team and the brewing tension. A big thank you to all our listeners for joining us on this circuit of F1 discussions. Don't forget to subscribe and activate notifications so you never miss a beat with us.
Oh, and don't be shy about sharing our podcast with others. I mean, who doesn't love a good chinwag about F1? Spread the word on WhatsApp, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, or even during your pub quizzes. And if you have any thoughts, do drop us a comment.
Couldn't have said it better myself, William Turner. And remember, we're here every day to keep you on track with the latest from the high-speed world of Formula One.
Absolutely, Enzo. There's always something exciting on the horizon in the world of F1, and we can't wait to dive into it with all of you next time. Until then, pedal to the metal. Keep your gaze on the road. Our channel's content is pure gold.